Welcome in, welcome back. Guys, we're taking crab meat, we're taking salmon, we're gonna put that together, we're gonna make a Cajun butter sauce. Guys, easy schmeezy, comes together in no time. Let's go. All right guys, for our crab, we're gonna use some Mrs. Dash, right? Garlic and herb. We got Dijon mustard. We got mayonnaise, right? Use your favorite. Dry parsley. And Italian breadcrumbs, right? Italian style. And I might add some more stuff as I go along here. And then of course we got our crab, right? Let me get you guys a better view. Guys, this is the crab meat I got, right? Got this out of Sam's Club. This is the best I could do, guys. We're in New Jersey, so we're not in Baltimore or anything. I'm just gonna dump this whole can out. We don't wanna really break up the crab too much, so I'm just gonna be really delicate with this. It's gonna be a lot. I'm gonna have a lot left over. Right, then I'm gonna go in with a 1/4 cup of mayonnaise, right? Some Dijon mustard, right? 1 tablespoon. About that much. Then we're gonna go in with our seasoning. I'm gonna go start with 1 tablespoon. My hand like that is about 1 tablespoon. You know what, just looking at that amount of seasoning, I'm gonna go with 2 tablespoons. And that's the Mrs. Dash garlic and herb. Then I'm gonna go in with some salt. I'm gonna say that's about 1/2 tablespoon. Let's spread that out everywhere. This is kosher salt. All right, let's give this a mix. We don't want to do too much, right? You may have to put some more mayonnaise. And then this crab is already cooked. And now I'm gonna go in with just a little bit of breadcrumbs, not too much. Let's go in with some parsley, right? Just for some color. Guys, if you like the taste of parsley, dry parsley is way more potent, right? A teaspoon or so, maybe 2. And just a little bit of breadcrumbs, just to kind of fill it out a little. You don't want too much. And I would say that's probably about a tablespoon. Let's give this a mix. Guys, I'm gonna have to use my hands because I want to feel the texture of this crab meat in my hand. Doesn't get any better than your hands, guys, because then I can really feel the consistency. And I want to be able to make a decent ball. See, it's kind of falling apart on me. You wash my hands real quick. And just because of where I felt it, I'm just going to go in with a little bit more mayonnaise. Mayonnaise is a binder. Another tablespoon of mayonnaise. And a little bit more breadcrumbs. That's going to be a binder, guys. The breadcrumbs and the mayo. Now, is it going to hold together enough that I can make a tiny ball without it falling apart? And there we go, guys. Not going to fall apart on us. So we put it in our meat, it's going to hold together. That's all we needed to do was just add a little bit more mayonnaise, a little bit more breadcrumbs. And the texture of my hands, I can feel it when it's ready. If you're using a fork, you'll never know. All right, so guys, I'm going to take this. I'm gonna put this on the side, and yeah, this crab meat is done, guys. Crab meat is done. All right, guys, so we got our salmon, right? Should have enough to get 3 pieces, 3 decent pieces. We still have the skin on. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna wash this off. I'll be right back. All right, guys, we're gonna get started on our salmon here, right? I'm just gonna cut this one in half. That should all be relatively even, right? Okay, guys, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut a little pocket in this, right? Cut a little pocket, just so we can stuff even more salmon in here, right? Right, the idea is we'll have a ton of crab meat down in here and stuffed across the top. All right, guys, and I'm gonna season it with some of this prime rib rub rosemary, garlic, and onion. Guys, this stuff is good. By Traeger, Home Depot. That's it, guys. Not too much. Don't forget, we're just gonna bake this in the oven. All right, guys, so that's it. Slit, season. We're gonna let this sit tonight, kind of let that seasoning kind of come together with the salmon for like a few minutes. And I'll bring you guys back when we have the salmon out. All right, guys, so we got our crab meat, right? And now we're gonna stuff. You know what, before I do that, I got this thermometer, right? You can go in the oven. I'm gonna stick that in, this is the largest one. So I'm gonna stick it in this large one just so we can get a temperature of what's going on here. So it does ambient temperature and it does inside what the fish is doing. I'll do a review on that. So let's just put this crab on top, guys. Get it in our little slit. Get it on top. All right, guys, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a little bit of breadcrumbs on top, right? Just a little bit to give us a little kind of a crunch, right? I'm right-handed, so just a little bit on top. Not too much. All right, so let me give you guys over to the stovetop here. All right, so I'm gonna go down with a little bit of avocado oil in a hot pan. Guys, we're not pan frying this at all. The idea is that the salmon has skin on it, and I want the skin to kind of crisp up, and then when you go to eat it, it'll come, you know, the salmon will come right off the skin as you eat. And the only thing left behind will be the skin. So I want to heat the pan to heat the skin. We're going to put it in a 425-degree oven for about 15 to 20 minutes. And guys, we're going to cook that salmon to 145 degrees internal. Now the crab meat is already cooked, so we're basically reheating that. It doesn't take long for salmon to cook, guys. So we're going to monitor it. All right, our pan is starting to smoke. Just barely. All right, guys, this is going in the oven. All right, so this is going in the oven, 425 for 20 minutes or until the internal temperature of 145 degrees. All right, guys, so we got 1 stick of butter, right? Unsalted, right? 1 stick of unsalted butter. Cold pan, important. We don't want to burn our butter. Guys, real quick, this is our meat temperature, 65 degrees. All right, guys, while that's melting, I'm going in with our shallot. I had shallot. You could just use onion if you like. It's a half a shallot. So it's about this size. Half, right? I'm turning my pan down. I had it all the way up. I'm turning it down to halfway. And we just want to extract all the flavors out of there, right? All right, just to measure it out, we got our Cajun seasoning. This is what I like. Use any Cajun seasoning you like, right? Doesn't matter. Slap your mama. 1 tablespoon, right? 1 tablespoon. Turn my pan down. Now I didn't want little pieces of garlic in here. So I'm gonna go ahead and just put a couple of crushed pieces of garlic in, just to get the flavor out, guys. Let this simmer for like about, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 minutes. I'm gonna just work on some asparagus. You're not gonna see that, but yeah, I'm just working on my asparagus. All right, guys, so we're gonna finish off this cream sauce. All right, guys, so now we're gonna go in with a little bit of cream. I'm gonna measure this out. All right, guys, so I'm going in with a little bit of cream. Let's just get a little bit of cream. It's 1/3 of a cup, right? So 1 stick of butter, 1/3 of a cup. Just gonna let this all come together. I'm gonna be pulling that garlic out of there. Guys, our garlic has done its job. See what color it is? We're gonna pull those out of there. And guys, we're trying to time this out, right? Our meat is at 104. So we probably only got about 5 minutes left on that. All right, our sauce is starting to come together just beautifully here. You see it's not broken anymore. And while that's heating up, I'm going in with a little cheese. Pecorino Romano, right? I think I said that right. That's enough for now. You put as much as you want, right? Or none at all. We're gonna get that to melt. Let's check out salmon again. 110. And guys, I'm gonna give this a taste. Yeah, I'm using a plastic spoon, so needs more Cajun seasoning. And it needs some salt. I'm just doing Cajun seasoning first. So I'm gonna say that's a total of 1.5 tablespoons we have now. Now you season it to your taste, right? Give this a minute or two. I'm just gonna visually check my salmon. Guys, I almost forgot. I made some garlic. And I was supposed to squeeze inside of here. That's hot. I'm just gonna give that a spin. I'm gonna return this back to the heat, guys. Guys, we're at 150. I wasn't paying attention. Let's pull this salmon out of there. All right, guys, this is what we look like, right? Take a look at that. Guys, see how top with the breadcrumbs got nice and crunchy? Guys, it looks just like a crab cake, I would say, right? All right, let's get into this, guys. Let's get into this. All right, guys, this is what we look like. You know, I need something green on this plate, right? All right, guys, I'm going in for a taste, right? Salmon is nicely cooked. Look at that. That's by itself. No sauce, no nothing. Let's give this crab a taste. That's what the crab look like. Guys, I'm gonna enjoy this. Now let's go down with some sauce. All right, guys, I'm a little sweaty because it's hot in this kitchen. We had the oven on, right? But here's our plate, guys. Here's our plate. And I'm gonna give this sucker a taste because with the sauce, because we already tested it without the sauce, right? Get some of that sauce. Guys, look at this. Look at that. Guys, that's where it's at. Like, right? Subscribe. Everyday cooking, Dad, cooking every single day. Take a look at some of these other recipes and let's get cooking.